Attachment theory and trauma. Understanding the impact on relationships and parenting. Attachment theory, developed by John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth, explains how early experiences with caregivers shape our ability to form relationships throughout life. Trauma, especially in early childhood, can disrupt healthy attachment, leading to challenges in romantic relationships and parenting. This video examines how trauma affects attachment styles and relationships and discusses the implications for romantic relationships and parenting. Understanding attachment styles. Secure attachment. Individuals with secure attachment typically feel safe and confident in relationships. They trust others and are comfortable with intimacy and independence. Secure attachment develops when caregivers are consistently responsive and nurturing. These individuals are generally able to form stable, healthy relationships and have a positive view of themselves and others. Anxious attachment. Individuals with anxious attachment may feel insecure and overly dependent on their partners. They often worry about being abandoned or not being loved enough. This attachment style develops from inconsistent caregiving, where the child's needs are sometimes met and sometimes ignored. Anxious individuals may seek constant reassurance and validation from their partners, fearing rejection and abandonment. Avoidant attachment. Individuals with avoidant attachment tend to distance themselves emotionally from others. They may struggle with intimacy and prefer to be self-reliant. This style develops when caregivers are emotionally unavailable or rejecting. Avoidant individuals may avoid close relationships to protect themselves from potential hurt and may have difficulty expressing their emotions. Disorganized attachment. Individuals with disorganized attachment exhibit a mix of anxious and avoidant behaviors. They may fear closeness, but also crave it. This attachment style often results from traumatic or abusive caregiving. Disorganized individuals may display erratic behaviors in relationships, struggling with both trust and intimacy. Impact of trauma on attachment styles. Disrupted trust and safety. Trauma, particularly in early childhood, can disrupt the development of a secure attachment by undermining the child's sense of safety and trust. This disruption can lead to anxious, avoidant, or disorganized attachment styles, making it difficult to form healthy relationships later in life. Trauma survivors may struggle to trust others and feel secure in their relationships. Emotional regulation challenges. Trauma survivors may struggle with emotional regulation, impacting their ability to respond calmly and constructively in relationships. This difficulty can lead to heightened conflicts, misunderstandings, and emotional distance. Trauma can cause individuals to react impulsively or defensively, making it challenging to maintain stable and supportive relationships. Reenactment of trauma. Individuals with a history of trauma may unconsciously reenact their past experiences in their relationships. They might choose partners who mirror their early caregivers' behaviors, perpetuating cycles of pain and insecurity. This reenactment can lead to repeated patterns of unhealthy relationships and emotional distress. Implications for romantic relationships. Intimacy and closeness. Trauma survivors with insecure attachment styles may struggle with intimacy and closeness. Anxious individuals might become overly dependent and fear abandonment, while avoidant individuals might push partners away to protect themselves from potential hurt. These attachment styles can create challenges in forming and maintaining healthy romantic relationships. Communication and conflict resolution. Insecure attachment can affect communication and conflict resolution in relationships. Trauma survivors may find it challenging to express their needs, set boundaries, and resolve conflicts constructively. Effective communication and conflict resolution skills are essential for building strong and resilient relationships. Trust and commitment. Building and maintaining trust can be particularly difficult for trauma survivors. They may fear betrayal and find it hard to fully commit to a relationship, leading to instability and insecurity. Trust issues can undermine the foundation of a relationship and create ongoing challenges. Implications for parenting styles. Trauma can influence parenting styles, with some trauma survivors becoming overprotective and others becoming emotionally distant. Both extremes can impact children's emotional development and attachment security. Understanding how trauma affects parenting can help individuals adopt healthier and more balanced parenting practices. Emotional availability. Parents with unresolved trauma may struggle to be emotionally available to their children, impacting the child's sense of security and attachment. Providing consistent emotional support can be challenging for parents dealing with their own trauma. Emotional availability is crucial for fostering secure attachment and healthy development in children. Intergenerational transmission. Trauma can be transmitted across generations, with parents unintentionally passing on their fears and insecurities to their children. Breaking this cycle requires self-awareness, healing, and intentional parenting practices. Addressing and healing from trauma can prevent the perpetuation of trauma-related patterns in future generations. Strategies for healing and building healthy relationships. Therapy. Individual and couples therapy can help trauma survivors understand their attachment styles, process past trauma, and develop healthier relationship patterns. Therapies such as EMDR, movement, desensitization, and reprocessing, and trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, can be particularly effective. Therapy can provide a safe space for exploring and addressing trauma-related issues. Mindfulness and self-regulation. Practicing mindfulness and self-regulation techniques can help trauma survivors manage their emotions and respond more calmly in relationships. Techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, and yoga can promote emotional balance. Mindfulness practices can enhance self-awareness and emotional resilience. Communication skills. Improving communication skills is crucial for building healthy relationships. Trauma survivors can benefit from learning assertiveness, active listening, and conflict resolution strategies. Effective communication can foster understanding, reduce misunderstandings, and strengthen relationships. Building trust. Rebuilding trust takes time and consistency. Trauma survivors should focus on establishing clear boundaries, being reliable, and communicating openly with their partners. Trust-building exercises and activities can also be helpful. Developing trust involves demonstrating reliability, honesty, and commitment. Case studies. Case studies illustrate the impact of trauma on attachment and relationships. One case involves a trauma survivor with an anxious attachment style who experienced significant improvements in their relationship after engaging in therapy and mindfulness practices. Another case highlights a parent with an avoidant attachment style who benefited from parenting workshops and individual therapy, leading to better emotional availability and connection with their children. Trauma can significantly impact attachment styles and relationships, leading to challenges in intimacy, communication, and trust. Understanding these impacts and implementing strategies for healing can help trauma survivors build healthier romantic relationships and parenting practices. By seeking therapy, practicing mindfulness, improving communication skills, and focusing on building trust. Trauma survivors can create more secure and fulfilling relationships. Recognizing the influence of trauma on attachment and relationships is the first step toward healing and fostering meaningful connections.